Hey guys, what's up? It's AngelVicious. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my double tongue piercing. Double tongue piercing, yeah, I think that doesn't have a fancy name for it. So yeah, my double tongue piercing. So I originally got the first one done. I think I was 17, so that was many years ago. And then I think I got the back one in 2017. One is slightly over to the right and one is slightly over to the left on the bottom, but they are obviously supposed to be straight. But you can't pierce the web of your tongue, so it has to be on one side or the other. And I guess if they would have been put on the same side, that probably would have not felt great. So I like the way that they're pierced. I just have blue acrylic beads on and a regular surgical steel bar. I think I got these from Spencer's maybe. I definitely say that I feel like when I take them out, I have a lisp, at least temporarily, because I've had them so long. One fell out in the gym the other day. Yeah, I know. How did it fall out? Well, I'm kind of famous for like biting on my tongue ring, and I had these like little. They look like they have spikes on them, but they don't. They're actually like rubbery. I don't know. If I can find a photo, I'll just put it right here. Um, and I don't know. I think I just bit it until I broke it and stripped it, and yep, just fell right on out my mouth. And I was like, because I was talking, fell right out my mouth. I was like, okay, interesting. So yeah, I went to the bathroom. I couldn't fix it, but the first one, the one I got when I was 17, I can leave that one out for probably a couple days, and that one will stay open because it's been there so long. The back one, however, I don't think I could probably take it out and leave it a day. Um, I don't know if it's because it's pierced further back, maybe that the healing process was a little longer, um, because it is pierced further back than most tongue piercings. I have a very long tongue, so it looks as if it's not really that far out. But when your tongue is in your mouth, it's the way it rests. The back one is pretty far back. Not that that's a bad thing or anything. I just think that's why it took maybe closer to 3 months to heal instead of like feeling healed like in like 2 weeks. Um, Funny story. I actually got the second one, the one in the back, when I was the day I got my wisdom teeth out. I had went over to see Mark to get all my piercings put back in, and I guess because I was like already on drugs and shit, and I was like on anesthesia and whatnot, I just was like, let's do it. Like, I mean, I was thinking to myself, oh my god, it's not gonna hurt, nothing, da da. Because I mean, I couldn't eat anyways, so I was like, let's get a tongue piercing. Angel can't eat, get a tongue piercing. Why not? So I did, and I believe it is on my channel. At least I remember someone recording me. But I was very, let's say, high that day. I had just got out surgery, so I was on the anesthesia. I was on some crazy painkillers because when they took my wisdom teeth out, they had to break my jaw, literally. And I asked if I could keep my teeth. I know that's kind of a weird thing to ask, but I don't know. I was like, oh, can I keep my wisdom teeth? And they're like, no, they're broken into tiny little bits because we had to dig them out your gums. So, yeah, I don't think my jaw was healed. It took most of my friends. It took most of my friends like 2 weeks for their wisdom teeth to not bother them. Well, the removal not bothering them eating. It took me like a month. And then it took a couple extra months before my jaw felt like it could move correctly again. Weird stuff, man. Weird stuff. So I'd say, let's see, let's go. The piercing pain scale for the first one would probably be a 2. It's really very, very, very painless, and it heals very quickly. The only downside to getting it pierced is sometimes some people have trouble eating after they get it pierced. So eat a good meal before you go get it pierced, because it's not that it hurts, it's just very awkward in your mouth. And you'll notice your mouth is either going to be watering a lot or either going to be really dry. So be ready for that too. So you might want to keep a water bottle near you, have a good meal before you go. Nothing really separates me from food though. Nothing. So right after I got mine done, this is a little bit before I became a vegetarian. I went out and I ate salsa con queso, and I ate some buffalo wings. Yeah. So I'd had salsa con queso and buffalo wings. Yeah, and it was right after I got it pierced, and didn't bother me a bit. So let's see. I did get my tongue pierced one time when I was in 7th grade, I believe. And I have very bad anxiety. And back then, my anxiety was even worse. So having a new piercing in my mouth kind of gave me anxiety. So I ended up taking it out. Because, like I said, it can be hard to eat with it, and it can be hard to talk with, maybe even a little bit after you get pierced. And then the funny thing is then later on in life, if you take it out, it's weird to talk that way. So I guess it goes both ways. You just get used to things in your body. Like you just adapt, and that's just how our bodies work. But yeah, so the pain scale for the first one I ever got, I can't remember because that's so many years ago. So the one I got in 7th grade was many years ago. I'm not even really going to count that because I had that maybe 3 days and took it out. Yeah. And I regretted it so much because I was like, oh, it was just the one piercing I wanted. I could hide it at school, and then, secretly show all my friends and, in class to people I hate. So yeah, that sucked. But I did get it re-pierced, like I said, when I was 17. And that is the one that's in the front. Right there. Like I said, the pain scale for that would probably be like a 2. And the one in the back would be a big fat 0. Because I was not feeling any pain. So, yeah, I think through the whole healing and getting used to eating process, went right along just fine because I was on Percocet. So no pain. Great. So that's funny. And I'd say like the healing time, you can change your bar, I believe. Don't quote me. You can change your bar. in, at the very quickest, a week. But it's safer to change it at 2 weeks because that's when it's starting to finally get used to not swelling and it being in your mouth and whatnot. I know that you can change it after 2 weeks, and then I know that I think it's maybe like a month and a half for me that mine healed. I can't speak for everyone, and I'm not a licensed piercer, so I can't exactly give you that accurate information. I can only give you my information. So, from what I was told, it could take anywhere from a month to 3 months to heal completely. Mine was like, let's go after I had first got it done. It didn't faze me at all. Same with the back one, but the back one, like I said, is a different story. The front one, I can give you a little bit more insight to that. The back one was probably healed before my jaw was, so yeah, that would definitely be about a month. And the one in the front would probably be, for me, it felt like it was healed right after I got it done. Obviously it wasn't, so I'm not trying to say like, oh, it's a magical piercing, it healed right after I got it done, but I was able to talk, I was able to eat, nothing really bothered me, and then I changed my bar in a week to a shorter bar, because when you get pierced, they're going to pierce you with a longer bar, and it's going to be annoying. I mean, I wear longer bars in my tongue now because it doesn't bother me. I'm used to having them. But when I first got my tongue pierced, I gotta admit, like, I cannot even count how many acrylic balls I crushed by eating, thinking they were like pieces of cereal or food or whatever the fuck I was eating. And yeah. But it was definitely, I changed my bar after 1 week. That's definitely when I changed it. And the piercer who did it, it was even like, yeah, like, as long as it feels alright, it doesn't hurt, it's not bothering you, then you can go ahead and change it. So I think it's more of that. Does it bother you? Is it hurting? Is it sore at all? If it is any of those or all of the above, then don't change your jewelry. Unless you absolutely have to. There are cases where people cannot wear certain jewelry and they have to change the jewelry because they don't want to take out the piercing for good. And that's, the exceptions. It's like maybe you can't wear titanium. Let's just say that. And you need to be switched right back over to surgical steel. Or, if gold bothered you or silver or anything, you get what I'm saying. Whatever bothers you, you would have to get it changed or either ditch the piercing and get it done again. And a lot of people do not want to get it re-pierced again because, well, first off, you already paid money to get it pierced, and piercings aren't cheap. And so you pay for it to get pierced. Why are you going to pay a second time to get it pierced when you can just buy a piece of jewelry? And while it is so much better for your body to wait to change it, sometimes you just have to. Like, I pierced my nose last night. I'm sure somebody's going to comment and be like, wow, her double nostrils are back. Did she put them back in? No, I did not. I did not put them back in. So, hang on. Yes, I re-pierced my high double nostrils. I think this is the most even I've ever gotten them. And I did it myself. Good job, Angel. It was like 1 a.m. And I was just like, I have piercing needles. I have jewelry. Let's pierce it. So, I just, I'll have to make a whole nother video about that. And if I decide to pierce anything else myself, I'll definitely record it. Last night, I didn't even, I mean, I think it crossed my mind to record it, but I didn't have anywhere I could have set the camera, the phone, the laptop, anything like that, so it probably wouldn't have turned out so great. But I can definitely demonstrate to you guys in a different video how I did it, and I can also show you what I used and things like that. But yes, these were pierced last night, and why this is related to, you know, the changing jewelry and stuff is I had to do that. I pierced, I could only find 16 gauge hoops last night. And so I was walking around, or was it, no, it wasn't last night, it was the night before last I pierced it. And I couldn't find any, like, stud jewelry, like, I couldn't find anything that would look like this. I couldn't find anything like that. I just had these big old, like, spike hoops. So what did Angel do? She puts in the big spiked hoops. Yep. And I wore them around, and then I changed them today because I had a photo shoot. So, yeah, Angel did a no-no. I'm telling you guys, don't do it unless you have to. But I did it, and I kind of had to. That is kind of a valid reason. I was doing a photo shoot, so I didn't want these big old rings in my nose. I mean, everybody already calls this a bull ring. I mean, what the fuck would I be then? What would I be then? But anyway, so yeah, I changed them this morning around like, let's say like 11ish, and they're doing fine. And because they were pierced with a bigger gauge, they were very easy to get in. So I think these are a 20 gauge, and I pierced myself with a 16. So like I said, very easy to change if you do get pierced with a bigger gauge. So that's never a bad thing. If you're pierced with a bigger sized gauge, then you can always go down, but it's harder to go up in sizes, to go bigger and keep going, especially if it's something like your nostril or maybe even tongue. My manager actually has his tongue to a 6 gauge, if I'm not mistaken. And he's thinking about going to a 4, but he said it hurt like a bitch to stretch it. And I believe that. Yeah, probably would. My septum hurt like a bitch to stretch. It's a 2 gauge. But anyways, I'm getting into all of my other piercings into one video. So don't worry, guys. I will divide that up. I will make sure I make different videos for different piercings. But just as a little bit of a device for the tongue piercings and changing your piercings in general, make sure that after you get your tongue pierced, if you're going to get your tongue pierced, that you take care of, like, your hygiene. Make sure that you don't use straight up mouthwash because that will irritate it. Go like half and half. So like add like half water and then like half mouthwash. Make sure that you do get a Listerine free mouthwash and divide the half and half as well, because the Listerine, it will be a lot more harsh. It will probably burn, and it just won't feel good. I mean, I don't think that it can do any straight up damage other than pissing your tongue ring off, and it could slow down the healing process. But anyways, I've been talking to this freaking camera for like 20 minutes now, and I said I was going to make this a short video. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching as usual. Love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your bell for notifications so you know every time I upload. And go and check out my OnlyFans.com/AngelVicious, please. March is almost over. April is coming, so there will be another special on Easter. It'll be $10 off to join, but if you'd like to join now, it is only $25. so it's only $10 different. But yeah, you guys know I at least have to run one special every month. I don't know exactly what I'll do for May. I guess maybe Mother's Day? Then you moms out there can join. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, right? I don't know. Leave your thoughts below. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Hope you're having a great night, great day, whatever it is, wherever you're at in this big ass world, and I'll see you next time. Bye!